Hello everyone, good morning, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, so today I want to talk about the bond markets. There's a decent amount that's been going on there this past year. I haven't really done too many videos covering it. And yeah, I thought I'd cover it in this one. But if you like fun videos on gold and silver, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button. Leave a like so your subscription sticks. I do upload videos basically every single morning. So yeah, be sure to hit the bell button, leave a like, and comment if you do want the regular content. Feel free to send me an email if you have any questions about anything I'm saying or anything at all in general. I always like to help people out. And if you like free silver, I'm giving this away. Go enter my 350 giveaway, links in the description below. And also I have a 500 sub giveaway. There's 2.6 ounces in there. There's going to be some fun pieces that might not be in most people's stack. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I'll get to the bond markets now, and yeah, there's kind of some strange things going on in the bond markets this past year. We had a reaction but earlier when we had the trade issues, and there's rumors of China letting go of US bonds. So with that happening, turns out that yeah, they did really shrink their holdings in US bonds. What happened though was Japan started to kind of balance it out. They started buying more, but now since their economy is really going down, it's not the greatest. That's a lot of foreign investment that you now need to make up with this yield curve program with the amounts of debt. It's crazy. The yield curve program, it really seems like it's just a spiral, like a downward spiral for the dollar. Because you have to think about it. When you're running out of foreign investors, so you need to buy your own bonds, at these interest rates, you're buying your own bonds to keep the interest rates low, but you can't get out of that and get foreign investors to buy them unless you allow them to rise. It's really a catch-22 situation. So you're either stuck debasing your currency in this downward spiral, with monetary policy basically, or you allow it to rise. The economy can't handle that. After 3 rounds of quantitative easing, in September 2019 we had the spike in interest rates in the repo market because yeah, they thought 3 rounds of quantitative easing would be good enough. The economy should be able to stand on its own 2 feet now. Turns out they were wrong. They left over $1 trillion in excess reserves in the system. Over $1 trillion in excess reserves in the system. We still had a spike in interest rates, and they had to jump on that so fast. They cannot handle backing off in good times. Before any of this, we could not back off. It's crazy how many countries are doing this too. Bank of England just said we cannot go bankrupt or run out of money. Now, the fact that they need to make that statement says a lot. Like, why are they making this statement? Why are people worried about the central bank going bankrupt? That is the real question there to me. Of course they can't run out of money, they create money. Like, that just seems common sense. But, like, it's true, but Like, that mindset is major devaluation of the dollar. Like where I live in Canada, our finance minister is saying, hey, we don't need any limits on deficits, we don't need any limits on debts, because interest rates are low. But we have the Bank of Canada forcing those interest rates low. We don't have foreign investment. It's not an equation that works out to be anything positive. To me, you're really handcuffing yourself. You're not going to be able to allow a recovery if this is the monetary policy. To me, I find that very worrying. The fact that we don't need to have budgets, we don't need to have any of this because interest rates are low. Well, that tells you the mindset of the spending that's going to happen. We're going to spend a lot of money. We're not even going to pretend that there's any limits that we're going to be abiding by. When there's not even trying to pretend that they're going to abide by any limits. Wow. Yeah, I got a lot of gold out of here because this is kind of more relative to gold in my opinion than silver, but yeah, if you disagree or agree, I'd like to know your opinion down below. I always like reading them. But yeah, it's pretty crazy when you talk about, oh, we could spend as much as we want, we don't need a budget, we don't need any of this. Last time we got in this ballpark of debt, we're rolling back our healthcare in the 90s. Because as everyone knows, Canada has a single-payer healthcare system, we pay taxes, taxes go to paying the healthcare bills for everyone. That's a big part of, it's a big thing in Canada. And yeah, we had to roll that back before. So we're almost at the point where we can't afford, we're going to need to be giving up major things in society in order to take care of this debt. But right now we're going to say, oh, we want all these extra benefits, we can't have any hardship. All that really does is put the hardship, you're still going to have hardship. But now the children are going to feel the brunt of the hardship. And most people, basically everyone that I talk to in the community who has kids, is like the YouTube community here in stacking, is basically trying to teach their kids about financially and everything. I'm not saying as a whole in raising your kids, but financially. You want to teach your kids about money, you want to set them up for success, you want to open up some doors, but you also, you want them to learn and know everything about it. You don't want them to, you don't want to be doing great yourself, spend all your family's money and then leave your kids with nothing. But I feel like as a society, that's what we're doing. We're not giving them the education, we're spending their money, we're not investing their money for them or anything, we're just spending it on us here today. And I find that, I know I've mentioned that a few times on this channel, but it's something that really does bother me. Because I'm trying to stay positive, look at everything from a cup half full. But I feel like this is something that if I do have a platform like here on YouTube, I should probably mention it. Because it's something that isn't talked about a whole lot. It used to be talked about a lot. But the past few years, I haven't really heard anyone mention it, that printing money and the monetary policy is essentially stealing from children. At a certain point, there's a major economic downturn, you can make an investment so that the downturn's worse, so there's greater recovery and the economy expands by the time they're working. I get that. But when we're printing money so that we can't have any hardship at all here today, people are getting paid more to stay at home than go to work. It's a strange thing why people seem to be really going for it. I think that it could be because people aren't getting the financial education that they probably should be getting. Like when people talk about the spending here in Canada, and I talk about monetary policy, they look at the numbers on debt, but they don't seem to have a clue about what the monetary policy is, what's actually happening with the central banks, what's going on with our finance minister. Nobody really seems to understand that. At least in the circles where I am. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what comes next. Don't be scared of this. Just stay positive. Look at everything from a cup half full perspective. Nothing's ever gonna be as great as people say or as bad as people say. Things never really turn out to be as bad as people say. I don't think we're gonna end up like Weimar Germany. We're not gonna have. It's not gonna. Our dollar. I don't think it's gonna end up like the mark. But if when we're talking double-digit rates of inflation, I'm running from that. That's why all throughout 2020, I've actually limited the cash holdings. Not on the bottom end. I kept my baseline, but I set the top of the most I was willing to hold before in cash. I've shrunk it down a bit and put it into metals this year. Because at a certain point, cash is nice, but I feel like at a certain point, I'll just start using the metals as some dry powder, being a long-term lifetime stacker. Because I don't time things. I don't want to pretend to time things. I don't want to start to get into that mindset I really like where my kind of investing strategy right now, and I don't want to be really into timing markets. I've got a plan that's working, out a strategy that's working. I don't want to kind of shift where my mind's at. And I know if I do this kind of stuff, it'll shift my mindset, but yeah, I'm typically a buy and hold investor, right? As I mentioned before, I don't like to trade, I don't like to do anything like that. Although a couple times I bought things and said, okay, this went up like 30% in a month. That's crazy. I'm just gonna back off a bit here. It's not typical, but that's one of the only times that I'm tempted to back off a bit. Like if I had more shares in the BNS, that went way high up. It's almost back pre-COVID levels as a bank, which is crazy. So for me, if I had more shares, I'd be trimming back, but I'm not gonna cost per trade myself to death in my investment account. I'm just gonna sit on it and collect the dividends. I'm gonna be investing in gold a lot. I mean, I'm investing as in I'm looking for some producers. I'm looking for any kind of name that I could look into that's a mining producer right now, basically. If they mine gold, produce uranium, produce a lot of copper, please leave the name down of any company that does that down below that you think is a good buy. Yeah, it was a couple people in the past have mentioned a couple companies, got me to look into them. I've done my own research, I looked into it myself, just as everyone should. Don't just listen to me, I'm not a financial advisor, just a random guy on the internet. But then I've actually bought, like BNS, it wasn't on my watch list, but I had someone mention it to me, which I said, hey, this is really close to being a great buy territory. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. You gotta do your own research, but sometimes that's all it takes to get the opportunity. You just don't know what's there. Someone pointed it out to me. I was able to take advantage. So if you guys do have any names or anything like that, please leave them down below. And please leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell button, leave a comment so it sticks. Helps get videos like this out in the algorithm on YouTube so more people see it. More people will end up starting to do their own research, starting to look into everything, and we could start to change society for the better. In my personal opinion, at least when people start to think about what's going on, I think things will get better. It's a crazy world we live in now. But if everyone's thinking on their feet, I think the world would be a better place. The more people know. But yeah, that's kind of the video for the day. Please like, share, subscribe. Stay positive. And see you next time. And go check out the description down below because you're not gonna want to miss out on winning this. So yeah, stay positive. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.